Hey everybody, Roponiganti here. This is a vlog, but it's also just a bit of a plug and an update because I haven't been doing a lot of that lately. I've been just making videos and silently hoping that people will know what I'm up to in general, and it's kind of therapeutic to talk about it, as anyone can agree. So I'm going to run down some of the things I wanted to talk about, updates, big changes, and a lot of call to actions. Specifically, I would love more suggestions on things to cover from games, especially things that you feel I would, excel at, or things that are doing well, because I need to keep up like a month quota of doing a cover so that I can sustain a lot of these things. Second thing, or the major thing, of course, is Patreon. Everyone has a Patreon. I haven't plugged mine in 2 years, so I feel like I should. I am so grateful that I have one at all, and it's keeping a lot of things on, including Adobe Red Giant, cameras, batteries, small expenses, strings, and changes, sudden props for videos, which are all in the other room, of course. I am hugely grateful, but I've also noticed that there's been a lot of dips, and I haven't been doing a lot back because, besides original music, I can't legally give out, all these cover things per se, but I'm using a lot of the endorsements and things that I'm very lucky to have to keep distributing. So there hasn't been a lot for me to think of giving back in terms of Patreon besides just making the videos that you're helping me make. But I want to know if there's some sort of format that, like behind the scene previews, tones, or, exclusive streams, or editing files, things that you want from me that aren't requests, song requests, or tabs or anything like those, because I do feel like I should be giving back a little bit more. That said, again, my Patreon goes into a lot of the community's patrons. I like to support as many people as I can, especially people who are doing unique and innovative things and aren't necessarily going to be able to without that fundage. It's really important to me because that's how I feel right now. Again, my Patreon is funding a lot of these things because I like to explore unconventional video ideas, unconventional music ideas, and that eclectic kind of diversity requires me to take, I guess, more risks. I feel if I wanted to make a YouTube channel right now and somehow do music videos, I would just be covering whatever's trending as simply and least alienating as possible, right? So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from there, and hopefully patrons who have been supporting me for so long understand my both gratitude and eagerness to fulfill all of the things you're funding. So that's where I've been there. I also took over the Game Grooves Uncovered podcast as its new host to kind of bring it back. I know it's been a super busy year, so I was really excited when Alan and Pete were both happy to give me this podcast. We talk to video game cover artists and similar about things that you can imagine any podcast would, but we go really far in depth, I feel. I ask a lot of questions that are built around, how someone else could do this, and processes that you don't always see in interviews. So I've been really lucky to be able to talk to the Game Brass and Terracine Music so far. I want to talk to more people, so let me know if you have any guest ideas who have upcoming projects or events or CDs or anything that can be really fun to break down, or even big videos. I'm very excited about that. You can see it on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever, and it's all over my Twitter, which is also Roponiganti. It's probably how you found this. So please give me some feedback there on what you want to see. Another thing, again, is if you all want to see more streams of how I mix or how I video edit or things like that nature, I'd love to get back to streaming. I've been slacking because personal life stuff in a good way, but I've been busy, and I've been really good, don't get me wrong, but I want to get a little bit more time back to that, especially because I want to move to performing again, especially for virtual cons as well as in person, where it's safe to do so. And while I probably want to play some original music, I'm still going to be working on all these new covers I put together. So, let me know if you want to see more of that as well. Next thing, of course, is a quick plug. I have a Discord. The link is in all of my videos. And we have a great community there. So if you're looking for help on video editing, music, creating, guitar playing, all sorts of stuff, we have a lot of like-minded people like that. And it's not terribly, crowded to me. So it's become a really great source of awesome ideas, suggestions, and it's its own little family of sorts. So we'd love to have you. Another thing, again, I've been making videos since June. YouTube is not great for making the same kind of video that I made in 2015 or even 2019, but I'm still doing my best to make them interesting and, you know, adapt to short form. And I covered like the Water Temple, the Promise from Final Fantasy 13. I've covered Take On Me. I covered Skyloft from Skyward Sword, and most recently Stress from Friday Night Funkin'. I have a few ideas of what I want to cover every month. Just, you know, quick things that I can get out that are still, you know, full quality, but not necessarily taking me away from my big ideas. So hopefully you're, you know, interested in that kind of things. But if you haven't seen all those videos, I highly recommend checking out whichever one speaks to you. I think Skyloft is probably my favorite instrumental one, and Take On Me might have been the most fun one. I also did 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, and Trey Watson was so kind enough. They mixed the whole song, and it is bonkers good. They're also all on distribution, so if you follow me on Spotify, that would be even cooler. You'll see all my stuff come in as it gets distributed. Besides that, I do commissions. I've been a little choosy because of my time, but I have enough slots to where I can, you know, open it up. I do video editing commissions. Two people that I can name right now that have been having videos edited by me here and there is Terrace Music and Sanjay HP. I've been having a lot of fun editing those because, you know, the footage is already pretty great, but doing visualizers and small stuff like that has been a nice change of pace. Obviously, I play guitar and do commissions for that kind of work, and songwriting, composing, things like that. And also VFX. I've been kind of trying to look for ways to do a little bit of VFX for different people in the VGM community. Small shots that could be spruced up with some After Effects. I think that's a lot of fun. So feel free to message me about any of these things, or mixing, of course, and I'd be happy to discuss. It's something I've been doing forever, but it's something I feel like I should plug again. Another thing, of course, the main thing is where I'm at right now. I just wrote a song, an original song for the BIPOC album that Game Grooves is producing, directed by Rahul Vanamali, so I'm very excited to share that. It's kind of like an acoustic rockish thing, but there's a good bit of me in there, so I think you hopefully should like it if you liked the song Dreaming that I wrote. Another thing, of course, I'm working on a flight simulator video right now. It's really cool, really different, and it's precisely that kind of video that tells me that this year is worthwhile to me. Like, when I look back, I'm gonna be more excited about this year than I was last year, by far, because I'm able to spend more time on just one cover video being as exceptional as I can make it. So, that's what I'm working on then. Again, a 1 a month VGM quota. I want to hear what stuff you think would do well on my channel. So leave a comment, especially new indie kind of games, or just brand new movie kind of themes. Things like that I feel like should be on my channel just to help us grow better, and then I can focus on the things I want to a bit more, and I'll still put my edge into it, don't get me wrong. I've had this discussion before, but some people will be really excited about a cover that I have no connection to, like, whatsoever, but, you know, I just pushed it out, and then I will spend hours and hours on something and it won't, you know, matter. So I don't think I need a connection to the source material to make stuff that's, you know, fun, hopefully. Anyway, last but not least, of course, let's just grab this fella. I'm working on a big video for December. It's going to be humongous. It's going to involve some creative costuming and stuff. It's going to be based on my favorite superhero, and it's going to be so big that I had to start work on it in June to get ready for December, because I knew that this is the kind of scope it has. Some of you maybe saw like a quick tweet of a sketch that I made with some of the shots that'll be in that video. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. It's going to be a ton of work. There's going to be a lot of collaborators involved in making it as symphonic and exciting as possible, and I'm just super excited to kind of put it all together as one giant medley. And again, I have to thank Sounddrop. They are my sole distributor right now for all of my new covers and all my original music too, because why wouldn't I? Although you can get some of that on Bandcamp. But they are also behind a lot of the choices I'm able to make, including licensing all these covers. So if you do cover music, you absolutely owe it to yourself to check them out. Message me or DM me if you have questions about the process. I'd be happy to help out anybody who needs it for sound dropping, or if not, I can, you know, designate you to wherever. So anyway, this has been 10 minutes of me talking about myself this year, things. Again, nothing has changed where it matters, but I am trying to be known as a guitar player, a composer first, So I am taking on everything I can for that kind of purpose. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Check out all those things I mentioned, and stay tuned on my Twitter or Instagram or Patreon, of course, if you want to support me there, and you will see all the things coming out as they come out. Bye!